CBS 8 is working for you to find a solution to people trashing restrooms every night in Balboa Park. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. City crews have been trying to clean up the restrooms at the 6th Avenue playground to keep kids safe. As our David Goffredson reports, there's now a proposal to lock the restrooms at night to prevent damage to those facilities.
Every morning, city crews clean up the restrooms at the 6th Avenue playground in Balboa Park. And almost every night, they get trashed again. This grandmother from Georgia didn't want her grandson going anywhere near the restrooms.
They're disgusting. They're so unsanitary. My feet are disgusting. There's pee and other stuff.
This morning, only 2 of the 5 restrooms were open, the rest out of order because of broken locks and clogged toilets.
There have been a lot of hypodermic needles flushed down the toilet, and now they're blocking the pipes.
Neighbor Sarah Hernholm contacted CBS 8 asking for help. We've done several reports showing you the problem and the efforts to fix it, including an online petition to get the restrooms locked at night and the community cleanup of the park, including City Councilman Stephen Whitburn. On Tuesday, Whitburn responded in a statement to News 8 saying, quote, "I have requested that the bathrooms at the 6th Avenue playground be closed from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. When bathrooms are left in unusable condition, they don't benefit park visitors, neighborhood children, unhoused individuals, or anyone else." But not everyone is happy about the proposal to lock the restrooms overnight. Do you use these bathrooms at night?
Yes, I do.
61-year-old Chris Hinoyosa is disabled and lives in a hotel shelter for the homeless. He does not condone vandalism to the restrooms, but believes they should stay open 24 hours.
There isn't public bathrooms hardly anywhere that you could use. So, in case of an emergency, yeah, it's good to know that there's a bathroom that's open.
Mayor Todd Gloria's office confirmed to me they are still working on a solution that, quote, strikes an appropriate balance between providing public access to the bathrooms and protecting public facilities and public safety. Now, there doesn't necessarily have to be a vote by the City Council on whether to shut down these restrooms at night. The City Parks Department could make that decision on their own. We're just waiting for a final decision from the Mayor's office. Working for you, David Goffredson, CBS 8.
Thanks, David. And don't forget, CBS 8 is working for you. If there is an issue you'd like us to look into, please email us at yourstories@cbs8.com. Tonight, there's a new effort to help homeless people around San Diego. Construction is underway for a new tent shelter in the Midway District. The tent will house up to 150 people in need. It will also give them access to food and water, as well as behavioral health and job resources to help them transition off the streets.
If adding housing is all we focus on, it's like telling passengers on a sinking ship, hang tight, we'll build you some lifeboats sometime in the next 5 to 20 years.
The tent is a collaborative effort between the county, the city, and the Lucky Duck Foundation. That's an organization dedicated to helping those experiencing homelessness. The tent's expected to be ready in July.
Tonight, one man is dead and a woman is in Border Patrol custody after a rescue near Borderfield State Park this morning. Authorities say the woman was hanging onto the fencing that extends into the beach off Monument Road near the U.S.-Mexico border. Imperial Beach lifeguards then found a man who washed up on shore about 100 feet away from the border wall. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The names of the 2 people have not been released. The first funerals for the victims of the Uvalde school mass shooting took place today. 2 10-year-olds were laid to rest. They're just 2 of the 21 victims. Lilia Luciano is in Uvalde and has the latest on the investigation.
Mourners arrived at the funeral mass for Emery Jo Garza. She and 18 classmates were killed alongside 2 teachers in their 4th grade classroom 1 week ago today. 10-year-old Maite Rodriguez will also be laid to rest today.
She looks like nothing happened to her. She looks like she died at peace. We all know the reality.
Investigators say their teacher, Eva Mireles, died shielding her students from the gunman. The dog lover, mother, and wife to a police officer knew to protect. She was finishing her 17th year of teaching. As the shooting unfolded, a family member texted Eva in a group chat asking if she was okay. There was no response.
I never in my dreams thought that my sister was not going to make it.
The Department of Justice has launched a review to understand why it took law enforcement 75 minutes before going into the classroom to stop the shooter. The review is not a criminal investigation, but an opportunity to learn critical lessons for the future. Officials announced last week the school district police chief held officers outside the classroom even as students were calling 911 because he believed there was no one left alive in the room to save. Today, officers with Customs and Border Protection came to the memorial outside Robb Elementary School to lay a wreath, many clearly shaken. Also at the memorial, actor Matthew McConaughey, who grew up in Uvalde. There will be 9 more funerals this week and the rest in the weeks to come. Lilia Luciano, CBS News, Uvalde, Texas.
Earlier today, members of the Texas Teachers Union marched on Senator Ted Cruz's office in Austin to demand gun reform that would make classrooms safer.
Tonight, a group of bipartisan senators is working to find common ground on new gun control legislation. President Biden has also promised to do his part to introduce gun control. Today, he met with New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. She oversaw swift new gun control measures in her country after a mass shooting there in 2019.
In the aftermath of that, the New Zealand public had an expectation that if we knew what the problem was, that we do something about that.
The group of senators are exploring approaches to guns like expanded background checks and red flag laws. The House, meanwhile, could vote on a set of gun control bills as soon as next week. 1 week from now, 6 candidates hoping to be Chula Vista's next mayor will be whittled down to 2 for the November election. Current Mayor Mary Salas is leaving the office open after serving the maximum 2 years. The primary is next Tuesday. CBS 8's Jesse Pagan talked with the candidates, doing everything they can to get your vote.
6 people in a dead heat are hoping to be Chula Vista's next mayor. So we rounded them all up for you.
So, John, we are recording. 5 minutes on the clock starting now.
The biggest challenge that we continue to have is just making sure that our citizens are safe.
We gave each of the candidates 5 minutes to answer 2 questions. Number 1 being a 2-parter.
In your eyes, what is that one big issue and how would you address it as mayor?
We are a bedroom community, so we need to bring more business so people could live and work in the same place.
And number 2.
What is the one thing you want voters, people in Chula Vista, to know about you that they're not going to find from your campaign website, your advertisements, or Googling you?
I personally respond to every single email and phone call. I stay up till 3 in the morning writing my newsletters once a month.
Any time left over after answering the second question was theirs to use to talk directly to you.
This is Ali, and she is one of the most important members of my campaign committee.
I'm sponsoring a family of 5 Ukrainian refugees.
Voters who don't know me may not know how much of my heart actually belongs to our furry community members.
The primary election is Tuesday, June 7th. The top 2 candidates will then go to a runoff in November, where you'll choose again. You can watch the full 5-minute interviews with each candidate on CBS8.com.